we talk about Steph Curry
Yes.
a lot.
Yes.
I see a lot of people definitely putting him in top 10 players ever to play this game. He has changed the game.
Yeah.
Now, the $1 million question is,
Yeah.
has he changed it for the worse? Because teams, Golden State went through their run and they won championships. And they were predicated on shooting that three ball. Two of the best shooters in the history of this league played on that team and won multiple championships.
Steph Curry, yeah.
Do we continue putting Steph Curry as one of the greatest ever, or do we look at him a little differently, like the game has changed because of what Golden State and Steph has done?
Well, I think it's changed because of what he was able to do as far as the way he shot the ball. But if you look at Steph Curry play the game of basketball, you never see Steph Curry just standing around.
No. So he's constantly moving.
Constantly moving. So when he gets off the ball, he's even harder to guard because he's running off screens. He's setting screens and then flaring off of them. He's doing all this movement afterwards. So if you're watching Steph Curry and you're saying that's the guy I want to emulate him on both ends as far as when he has the ball and when he doesn't have the ball. You can emulate him on the defensive end because a lot of people say he's not a very good defender. But I tell you what, he tries. He plays hard every single night, right? So I'm going to say what he's been able to do as far as revolutionize the game as far as the three-point line, that's great. But you got to take the rest of it, what he's been able to do. So when his career is over, and it's going to be defined on how many championships he's won, which is 4 right now, right? And then it's going to be defined on the guys that you compare him with in his position on if he's one of the greatest of all time. I think he is. I think he will go down as one of the greatest point guards we've ever seen and a guy who changed the game, just like Magic. When Magic came in the game, there was no 6'9" point guards. So he changed the whole way the point guard position was played. Steph comes along, he changes it also, because now at 6'9", Magic's a straight facilitator.
Yeah.
He's getting everybody involved. Steph comes out, he's a point guard, and as we knew back in those days, point guards were guys who were facilitators. They passed the ball. This guy is one of the greatest shooters, if not the greatest, that we've ever seen. So he's changed that point guard, position into a shooting mentality, point guard, a scoring mentality. So you got to give both of those guys credit. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to who's the greatest at those positions, it all comes down to how many championships did you win? What did you do to affect the game? Both of those guys that I just mentioned, Magic changed the game, to a big degree because of his size and what he was able to do. Steph comes on and he changes it because of what he's able to do from a shooting standpoint.
PrizePick.com, use the keyword code BScott.
Code BScott.
You want to spell it?
Yeah, B Scott. And if I got to get even more with y'all, BSCOTT. Yeah, but it's very simple.
T's.
Yeah, very simple.
To receive a guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineups. So does the game need to change again then?
Probably so.
And who is the person that's going to change this game? Because right now it's coming, just like you said, people sitting out in the parking lots.
Yeah.
They catch the ball and they jack it. I watched a highlight. It was the Lakers and I can't remember who the other team was. It was literally 8 to 12 3-pointers by both teams back to back to back. They just came up and jacked and maybe 2 were made.
Yeah. That again, we go back to that can't be attractive.
No.
You can't sit there and watch that and be just doing this. I think sooner or later it will change back. The game was revolutionized by Magic and Bird when they came in. MJ took it to a different level. Now, you remember in MJ's years, he wasn't shooting a ton of threes either. Then you get Steph, he comes along. He changes the game. When Steph leaves, it's probably going to change back years later, but it's going to go back. At some point in time, it's going to go back to where you value mid-range game and you value getting to the basket. You value getting to the free throw line, and you won't devalue the three-pointer, but you'll use that more as a weapon from starting the game back inside out.
So if we're looking at the big men coming into the league over the last 4 or 5 years, and there's some good ones.
Yeah.
But their game, and I'm going to use Wemby as an example, he can shoot the three, and he can knock it down. And nobody's taller than him, so he's going to take
block it. Yeah.
So he's going to take advantage of shooting that three ball.
Yeah.
But that's not changing the game.
I still think Wemby, once he gets a little bit more aged, which means weight, on him and everything, size, he'll start going down there at that post because, again, you can't stop him down there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the closer he gets to the basket, the more unstoppable he is. You know, shooting a three at his size, yeah, that's great that a guy that size can shoot a three. But your moneymaker is going to be down there in that post or that mid-post, you know, area. Because even if they come and double team him, you know, just like when we had to guard Yao Ming.
Yeah.
You can't send Chris Paul to double team Yao Ming.
Yeah.
He just looks right over you. You got to send somebody his size, you know, at least close to his size that can affect him. There's nobody's Wemby size that can affect him down there. So if you double team him, that's great. Somebody on the opposite, you know, somebody on your team is going to get a wide open look. And that's how you get those threes, you know. But if you don't double team him, who's going to stop him down there when he gets 20 more pounds on him and he gets some strength? Who's going to be able to stop him down there from making, you know, 15 out of 17 shots down there or something and getting 30 points a game?
So we always talk about who's next,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and we've talked about who's next with the guests and stuff. And of course, Wemby is right there at the top.
Yeah.
Who's the next generation? Is it going to take the Spurs to win a championship for this game to change?
I don't know if it takes them winning a championship for it to change, but I think them getting to the playoffs and starting to get deep in the playoffs and start paying, you know, people start paying attention because Popovich is still one of the best coaches in this league.
Yeah.
You know, and he still understands what it takes to win in this league. I think Pop has had to change to a certain extent as a coach because of the way the game is played as well, which also means, you know, makes him a great coach because most coaches, you know, you get set in your ways, you won't change, but he's been able to change a little bit. But I think San Antonio, with the personnel that they have, with the staff that they have, with the way that organization is run, if they go deep in the playoffs in the next couple of years, I think it's going to get a lot of people's attention and the game will start to shift a little bit.
Does Steph need to be out of the league by that time, or?
I don't think he necessarily has to be out of the league. You know, I mean, as long as he's in the league, there's still going to be guys who's going to, you know, jack up threes because they think they Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And there's only one Steph Curry.
Exactly.
Right. I think his last year or two, you know, when he's starting to make his way out, and then a couple of years after he's done is when you're probably going to see that change.
And players are lasting a lot longer than back in your day. I mean,
without a doubt.
You know, LeBron's 40. I don't know how old Steph is, 36, 30.
Yeah, 34, 35, 36. He's somewhere in there.
In that vicinity.
Yeah.
So, you know, his lifespan is what, maybe another 4 years?
Yeah, because you got to understand that Steph is not a guy that plays above the rim either.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he can last.
He's not taking a pounding.
Yeah, so he's not taking that pounding. So he can last a lot longer. It just, I think Steph goes when he's ready to go.
Yeah.
You know, when he, and I'm not going to say when he loses the love for the game, but when he gets to the point where he's like, I want to spend more time with the family.
Yeah.
You know, he's made so much money that ain't will never be a question. It's just more of, you know, does he want to continue this grind or does he want to spend more time with the family?
Cool.
And that's basically what it comes down to with these guys. And like, you know, LeBron, you know, his kids are, you know, at that age where he can kind of watch them and develop them and help them, where Steph kids are young, you know, so it's a little bit different, you know, when you come to talk about, you know, giving up the game at that age.
Thank you for watching Byron Scott's Fast Break. If you like what you saw, here's some more videos. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.